Guys, welcome back to episode number 23 of the League Crawler podcast. We are trucking along week by week, and this is going to be another fun show, so tune in. Here's some League Crawler news. The July $20 Amazon giveaway is available. That's going to be our giveaway for this month. If you need any information, go over to the website, leaguecrawler.com. Check that out. But it will be a $20 Amazon giveaway. If you did not watch or listen to last week's show, I highly recommend it. We had the Dynasty on. It was a lot of fun. They have a lot of cool rules. Just a really, really cool group of guys. So to kind of get in touch with their community a little bit is something that I highly recommend for you guys. And a huge shout out to our Patreon Platinum supporters, SPA and Soden Bowl. Guys, that is our news for this week. It was really quick. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this whole thing. We have the Sim Madden League. We have Prime. I think it's prime time. Am I right?
Yeah, prime time from the SML.
SML, baby. They are on PlayStation 4, I read. If you guys want to check out their Twitter, it is at Sim Madden League. YouTube is Sim Madden League. Daddy Leagues is daddyleagues.com/SML. Their website, simmaddenleagues.com. Brother, you guys are balling over there. I went and did a deep dive. You have some really cool stuff going on.
Yeah, we've got YouTube. About 3 or 4 shows a week on average, 3 or 4 articles on Daddy Leagues on average, power rankings, podcast. We got a pardon the interruption, around the horn type of show. We do game shows. I mean, it's always happening. It keeps the league alive late in the cycle.
Now, let's get into some of how this started, because I always like to give our listeners a little bit of history. SML started in 2015 by two brothers. Can you kind of give me some backstory on all this?
Yeah, so my brother and I, we were in a league previously, and we had left the league, and we took a break from CFM, and I didn't know quite what I wanted to do. And one day I was like, well, let's start this thing up. We're eating some pizza, and we had no clue what we were doing, no clue. And you go online and you see many great leagues. And you kind of draw inspiration from those leagues. And that's kind of what we did. We didn't know where we were going. I mean, I had never in my wildest imagination would I have thought we would have a developmental league, a YouTube channel, Twitter accounts for all 32 teams. But we made it. And I think it was just one step at a time, just slowly but surely. I spent hours recruiting, messaging guys, and getting told no, getting told yes, guys leaving after being in chat for 2 hours. It's a grind, but it can happen if you really want it to.
Now, one of the things that you said right there that I want to make sure that I asked about is you said everybody draws on other leagues for inspiration. When you guys were starting up your idea of what you wanted to be, what leagues did you look around and go, that's something that I would like? I don't want to do that league, but I would like something like that. What were those leagues for you guys?
Yeah, I think that the gold standard for a long time was the NBL. I think a lot of leagues looked at them. They were doing a lot of cool things, commentating games, team Twitters, just a lot of stuff. So you look at that and you see if you can emulate that or put your own spin on it. And we did that, I think, but from a content standpoint. But to the SML, to me, I think that we want to stay true to our name, which is a Sim First League. Even though we have all this great content, we want to make sure our guys know, hey, we're trying to replicate the NFL. We're trying to replicate the NFL first, and then all the other Madden leagues that do a fantastic job after that. But the NBL, I think, was the gold standard for a very long time, and I think we have a lot of stuff we can learn from leagues like that.
Now, I got to give you guys a huge shout out, because as somebody that does like what I do, I like to go on, I like to look at websites, I like to go and do like a deep dive in history, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that can be very difficult because a lot of guys, they just don't keep their history. It's more of a what is going on for me lately, and I get it. Like, you have a lot of new staff that come and go. You got a lot of new users that come and go. You want to keep things fresh. But I want to give you guys a huge shout out because you actually have a history link on your guys' stuff to take you through just like how you were formed. And it said that in 2016, you guys started your first podcast, which then led me over to stuff like YouTube and things. And then I go over to YouTube. You got the Getting to Know. You got the SML's Top 10, the SML Church, Heat Check, The Truth, First and Breakdown. You got podcasts. Like, my guy, you got stuff like all over. So, again, take me through the history of this thing. What happened from 2016? Let's do a podcast. And now, like, you guys have your own network.
Yeah. That's the biggest difference, I think, at that time in 2016. It was my brother, field general, and myself. We were doing it together, the SML podcast. And when we would interview people, we would hold the phone up to the microphone so there would be the feedback, like the crackling, buzzing noise. So we've come a long way for sure. I think that as you get different members and guys who buy in, I could get hit by the bus today and the SML would still be alive and well. And I think that is just awesome. We have literally, like you said, SML Church. We've got a guy who's a literal pastor, and every so often he'll do a 2 or 3 minute podcast, their show, and just kind of hype people up, tell people the truth. Then you have the Truth podcast where a guy's just giving hard hitting facts for 30 minutes. And then you have highlight shows and game shows where guys go head to head and see who can get the most points on SML related topics. It's really, I think just over time, it's kind of like a disease that spreads. If one guy is doing it, another guy wants to help it and join in. And it just slowly but surely snowballed into literally everybody in the league is doing something, whether it's Twitter or an article or something. And it's so awesome to see. And I can't stress this enough. Never in my wildest dreams would I have thought that I was going to have a league where these guys are putting in this much time to help out. And it's happened.
And it is everything that when I check out these leagues, the ones that we have on here, the common theme, I guess, is that they're all community driven. Everybody's like, yeah, I had this idea, but then I met all these people and we all just do this together. And you talk to somebody else and they're like, oh no, we all started this together. But along the way, people just kind of latch on together to do this together.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give me a list or people that stick out to you if I were to ask and say, these are the ones that really helped me grow this to get it to this point?
Yeah, I can. And I could start with my brother, Field General, obviously, and Meets is our graphics guy. What a guy Meets is. I mean, he could probably be making $100,000 a year doing graphic design work for the NFL, and he does it for free for our league. Donates his time, his money into making graphics. We got a guy, Mad Bomber. He's commentating games. He's hosting shows. NYT was an early OG in the SML that helped me filter out members. I mean, the list goes on and on. I can't go without naming Mike FML and Grams. There are primer admins or commissioners in the developmental league, so they put a lot of work in for that. I mean, just all 32 guys in some way, shape, or form have touched the SML and made it what it is today. It truly is amazing. What a group of 32 guys who come together can do. It really is something special.
Now, for anybody that listens to this show and they listen every week, they're going to know that I just set you up, and I did. Yeah, I apologize. Yeah. But that's kind of what I do, and it's why Matt allows me to do this. And the reason I ask about the people that helped you do this is I got to bring up our first sponsor, which is SpaceTradr.com. SpaceTradr.com is a website that anybody can go to that's building a business or looking for whatever they want to do to help grow something. And it allows you to grow as a community rather than just by yourself. So let's say you're starting a business, you need something, and you know that you don't have everything that you need, but you know you offer things that no one else has. So you go over to SpaceTradr.com, you start checking some things out, and you see, hey, the skill set I have would work really well for this group over here, and they could probably help me. So you reach out to them, you guys kind of collab together, and all of a sudden both your businesses are growing because you decided to do it together rather than apart. And that's what SpaceTradr.com is. So for anybody that's looking to grow anything at all, head over to SpaceTradr.com, no E at the end. And they've got an incredible website over there that can help you grow. So huge shout out to them for what they do for us over here. But I did it, man. I totally set you up. And
I'll take it.
Get into Twitter. Everybody's got Twitter. The SPA community has Twitter. We've done all that. You guys do something unique that not a lot of people do it, but not a lot of people do it really well. And that's where you guys all have these team Twitter accounts. Can you tell us where that idea is right now? How do you keep guys engaged to do all of this?
Yeah. So like you said, all 32 teams have a Twitter, and I'm sure we drew inspiration from, like you said, everybody's done it at least once or tried it at least once. And kind of our method behind the madness in the SML is a evaluation system. That's kind of how we keep guys in check, keep them honest, and be straight with them. It's kind of like a report card. We evaluate your offensive how you follow the rules offensively, defensively. Are you contacting guys? Are you posting on Twitter? What's your sportsmanship like? I mean, it's a pretty extensive grading system that we do by the season. So each season we give you an update, and the guy with the highest amount of eval points at the end of the cycle picks first in the team selection draft, and then you kind of make your way down. So obviously Twitter's on there, so guys just post one tweet, for every game, good or bad. You're talking trash, you're happy, you're sad. Just post that tweet, and then you're done. And that's kind of what helps us. And then at some point, it goes from kind of a job to you kind of enjoy it, and you kind of want to jaw with your next opponent, and you like responding to the guys and posting graphics. So that's kind of how it got started.
Okay. For everybody listening, I got to let you know the timeline that we're going through is about to come to an end with what they've got on their site. So I just want to give them a rundown to recap what we kind of went over so that no one's lost. All right. You ready for this?
Yes.
In 2015, two brothers started SML. The podcast goes live in 2016. And in 2017, SML joins Twitter. Now, in 2019, they have the Dev League, the Primer. What is the Primer?
Yeah, man. So just like any other dev league, we wanted to make sure the guys coming in the SML knew the rules already. They were a fit for our culture. I don't care if a guy is a great player or a bad player, as long as he fits our culture. You've got to be a guy who's willing to come in, get along, have some fun, follow the rules, and that's all the primer is. The primer is the same thing as the SML, same rules, same standards, just a league that kind of helps facilitate those guys and kind of filter out the guys who maybe aren't a fit for us. They might be a fit for somewhere else, but just not a fit for us. So that was the idea. We tinkered around with it. We kicked the tires on it for a few years, and we figured about 2 years ago, now is the time. So we did it, and it's going great. It really is. Dev leagues are hard to run, but somehow it's going great, and I attribute that again to our primer admins, Grams, NYT, and Mike FML.
And I gotta give you guys another huge shout out for that. That's something that a second league. So this year with the own community that I help run on my own, and I have a lot. I don't mean I do this on my own. You get what I mean. I have a lot.
Yeah.
This was the first year that we ever dived into a second league, right? And everyone was like, should we do a developmental league or should we do a second league? And when I reached out to other people, the feedback I got was development leagues are really hard because you're constantly pulling guys from it. Don't get as invested as what they would in a regular league. So I took all that feedback and I was like, okay, you know what? Let's just do League 2. So we had our own league, Legacy. We started up Infinity and we kind of just went, right? But then what I noticed was it kind of, it watered down the product is the best way to put it, because then we just had so many. So can you kind of give our listeners, because I know that the primer is going well for you, can you give them the inside track on how to do these dev leagues to make it all concise? Because it's a really hard thing to do.
It is hard. And I've listened to some of your other podcasts in the league before. I believe it was, I forget what league you interviewed last week, but he had the right idea. And he had said that you've just got to make the product the exact same. If your rules in chat are everybody's got to post a few times a day, then make sure everybody's posting a few times a day in chat. Make sure everybody's getting along, following the rules. The last thing you want to do is like you said, take out one guy who's posting in chat, and then when you remove him, then chat's dead. And I think that's kind of where the problem lies is maybe that intensity isn't there. And if you get a good solid group of admins or commissioners who are willing to help dive in and build something, that helps so much, because no commissioner or no commissioner or co-commissioner can do it on their own. You really need a strong core group of guys to help you out. And that's what I think makes the SML special. I'm sure that's what makes your league special and a bunch of other leagues that I see kind of around the CFM community.
Yeah, I won't lie to you. When they asked me if we were going to do a second league this year, I was on board for a while, but then I looked, like we had like 100-something people in the community. I went through and I counted all of them. I was like, how many of these people would I legitimately sign up to go, oh, I could do a full year run with these guys? And I counted like something. I was like, oh, you got to go down to one league. There's no way.
Yeah, it's a pain. It can be tedious for sure.
Yeah. But you're right. If you find the right group, that's what makes it. So I think everyone just has to find their own like little niche, you know. Getting into some of the other stuff you guys do, one of the things that I noticed was your guys' website says you do a trophy for each champion.
Yes. Yeah, so the Simbardi Trophy is what we call it. We're the SML, the Sim Madden League. So hopefully the NFL doesn't come at us for copyright. But so the Simbardi Trophy, it's a very nice, sturdy trophy. We've been doing this trophy for about 3 or 4 years now, where every time somebody wins in a season, we ship it to them, ship them direct. It's a very nice trophy, and it's all funded by our league members. Everybody kind of throws it in a pot, and away it goes. I mean, some guys, we've had some members who've won 4 or 5, and they've got them in their living room, and their wife's made them move it to their basement and everything else. So it's kind of just a cool little token of appreciation. We don't do money giveaways or anything, or not necessarily money giveaways or anything like that. So the only thing you can truly win in the SML through playing your games is the Simbardi Trophy at the end.
Yeah, that it's. I love that you guys have your own name for it. The Simbardi Trophy. That's awesome. It's basic, but it's brilliant. I gotta give you props for that one. One of the other things that I saw that took me back to, like, it was just a nostalgic moment, was your guys' website says that you were on GroupMe. Are you still on GroupMe?
Yeah, we still are for now. To the disdain of some of our members who want to probably hang draw and quarter me. We are on GroupMe for now. We average about 1,500, maybe 1,600 messages a day, roughly, in chat. I mean, it's popping. I mean, it is popping, and sometimes it's hard for me to even keep up with it. But I'm sure coming up soon, we're gonna make the jump to Discord. We've got guys making videos in GroupMe, posting them. We've got all sorts polls people do. Literally every day, there's a new poll about the league or something going on. So GroupMe hasn't slowed us down, but I'm well aware of Discord's features, and I'm sure in the future at some point we'll probably make a jump and head into the 21st century.
Yeah, brother, I hope you do, because I remember when we first started, it had to have been about the same time, 2015, 2016. We started on GroupMe. I ended up getting persuaded. At one point, the members were coming to me like, "We can't keep doing GroupMe, dude. Like, this is done, right? We have to go over to Discord." And I was like, "I just don't want to do Discord. Like, I at that point, I hadn't heard enough about it, but I had heard a lot about this other app called Slack. So it was something we were using for my office at work. So I was like, well, maybe we should try doing this. So then we went to Slack for a few years. And I got to tell you, brother, when we finally jumped over to Discord, oh my God, it was a commitment. There's so many more options I didn't even know were there. I don't think I could ever use anything else other than Discord at the moment. So I highly encourage you that jump. As a former GroupMe, somebody
Loyalist.
that really liked GroupMe, I highly encourage to move to Discord. It's way better.
Yeah,
So,
we'll probably make the jump soon. We actually have a server made. I'm probably just an old stick in the mud or something. Who knows?
you know, man, hey, you always got to have the things that make you unique, you know. So if GroupMe is something that you guys do and your community likes it, I actually read it and I was like, wow, that is so nostalgic. I love it. You know, like it brought back a ton of memories. So huge shout out. If your guys are still engaged and they're on GroupMe, your league has got to be doing some phenomenal things. Let me ask you this though. If there's members out there right now that are looking for leagues and they're like, I just don't know where I want to play at PlayStation. I want to go somewhere that fits my personality. What is the personality you guys are looking for? Can you tell me the member you're looking for? And maybe some of our guys will match up with what you want to do.
Yeah, man. So we're obviously looking for somebody who follows the rules. That's a given. Uh, we're not looking for the world's best graphic designer or the world's best tweeter or the world's best Madden player or anything like that. Honestly, all we look for is just a good dude. For example, we had a guy who had some personal issues earlier this cycle, and the league, without him knowing, the league pulled together and gave him like $600 or $700 just because he was a good dude, and some of the guys in the league were able to donate to him to help him out through his tough time. So the SML is just filled with guys with good moral values and just looking to help each other out. I could care less about how good you are on the sticks as long as you're a good guy, and everything takes care of itself after that. And I think that's what makes the SML special, is just the core group of guys and everybody all throughout. is just looking out for each other. And I don't know. I think it's just great. I think it's just, I just think it's awesome that I can genuinely say I love all the guys that are in the league with me.
Now, I'm somebody that if I were to be going around looking for a different league to join in, the first thing that I would want to do is look for rules, right? I would want to see, do these people's rules fit my style of play? What are some unique rules that you, if I were to say that, what unique rules do you have? What are some things that automatically come up for you, like in your
Yeah. So I know a few. I think last year, if you recall, I think some guy won a Madden tournament by only running the ball every play. Like he didn't throw it. So we have the 70-30 run pass ratio. So you can only run it 70% of the time, no more than 70. You have to play balanced pretty much. You
right?
have to have some mixture. You can't be rolling out of the pocket every play to break down coverages. You can't use the user playmaker feature to manipulate the AI. Sometimes you'll see swerve running where a guy's like rapidly moving back and forth on breakaway runs to manipulate the AI. We don't do that here. Stuff just general, YouTube plays, playbooks, stuff like that. That generally speaking, that stuff is not allowed here. We've got guys that watch each other's streams and kind of police that. It's kind of like a peer police system, and it works great. It works great. The league is in a great spot gameplay wise, even with the kind of YouTube obviously has been just getting bigger and bigger, and even with that, I think the league is in the best spot it's ever been gameplay wise.
That's awesome. Okay, you guys are on PlayStation 4 currently. Is there a plan to transition to PlayStation 5?
Yes. So about 29 guys in our league have a PS5 right now. We've got about 3 more that we're hoping to help get PS5s. Everybody's kind of pitching in and helping. But no matter what, come August, we're making the jump to the PS5 for Madden 22. But we figure we're halfway through the cycle. You know how it is getting PS5. So
Yep.
we're trying to make sure everybody gets their chance, and we're gonna try keeping that nucleus together. But for sure, for Madden 22. We're definitely making that big jump, and I think we're going to enjoy it.
All right, guys, you've heard about the history. You've heard about the trophies. You have heard about the gameplay. You've heard about the rules. This guy is just from the little bit amount of time we've talked together, this is somebody that I would probably go to a league and play for. How would people join this, Brian? Like if they hear this right now, like I'm shutting this off, I want to get in this right now. Where do I go?
Yeah, man. So the best place to do is hop on our website, simmaddenleague.com. There's a rules tab, and then next to that, I think, is the apply tab. So you want to look at our rules, make sure you're a fit for us. I think it's great if you think our content is awesome, but I think it's better if you think our rules are awesome. So check out our rules, then just fill out the general information. There's about a 4-question quiz on our application that makes sure you read our rules, and then you click submit, and then it goes straight to my email. If you want to see kind of some testimonies from our members, go on our YouTube page, Sim Madden League, and on our opening homepage, it's got like a 12-minute video of guys talking about why they love the SML and why the SML is their home for this Madden cycle.
Is there anything else you can tell our users about SML that we have not covered yet so far?
No, man, I think we covered everything. I just appreciate what you do, what League Crawler does. I mean, you guys are doing something special. The amount of time you guys put in just to help out other people in other leagues is what makes this Madden community just something unique. You don't see that too often, and I really appreciate what you're doing.
I appreciate that, man. And to piggyback on that, we're not even done yet because I've got the SML stuff now covered, right? But there's some stuff on here about you that I'm ready to tap into, brother. Are you ready?
Oh no.
There was something that I read on your website that stuck out to me more than any other place that I've gone to. Even when I saw, I was like, "There's no way in hell I would ever do this." You give away your number on your website.
Yeah. That's probably dating back to Madden 15, maybe Madden 16, or whenever we started this thing. Maybe a sign of the times a little bit. Back in the day, people used to schedule through texting. People used to go on forums and all that. And so that's kind of from that. At some point, I'll probably actually take that off. But I enjoy tech. Like there's probably over half the league has my number. We text. we call from time to time. Probably after this, I'll probably call up a league member and talk to him for 10-15 minutes and just shoot the breeze. I just have a genuine love for the guys in our league.
If it's not something yet that is causing you any like stress for putting your number out there, I actually would encourage you to keep that up, because as soon as I read it, I got an overwhelming sense of this dude does not care who you are. He is down for his community. This is down to earth. Like something like that just gives off a vibe that immediately just kind of makes it feel like a home feeling, like these are people you can mess around with because they don't take themselves too serious. They're here just to have a good time. I highly encourage you to keep that up, because I don't, if you're not getting bombarded with all these different messages, I don't really see a negative to it.
Yeah, no, it's great, man. I love what I do. I love what we do, and like you said, we're a Madden league at the end of the day. We're not doing brain surgery. We're not doing heart surgery. We're just out here to have fun and hopefully build some friendships and long lasting relationships long after Madden is gone.
Yeah, exactly. Here's another little tidbit of info that I was digging and found on you. There is something in common with the year 2016 and the year 2021. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Not at all, actually.
In the SML, these were the only years that you only won one Super Bowl.
Yes. I actually recently just won another one, so now I'm a two-time champ this cycle. Just won. Our graphics guys just about to slap up the banner.
So 2016, 2021 are no longer in common.
Yes. I had to make sure that didn't happen. The guys were letting me have it too, by the way, because I let them know when I win for sure.
Oh, brother, you dominate. It's not that you win; you legitimately dominate.
Oh yeah, it feels good because I talk too much. So I know if I lose, they're gonna let me have it. So I have to make sure I'm on my A game all the time.
Now, are the Colts your favorite team? Because I see that's the team that's associated with you most often.
Yeah. I'm a big Colts fan, and typically, I have an early pick in the team selection draft. And I take the Colts every time. Whether I'm one of the guys who's just a homer, I take my favorite team, and no matter how good or bad they are, I take them and I try to build them. That's just me, and we've got some guys who enjoy taking their favorite team, or some guys just enjoy just taking the best team available, or they like picking on guys who they want to have in their division. So I don't know. It's kind of fun seeing the psychology behind all that. But yeah, I'm a Colts fan all day.
Oh, I'm the same way with the Cardinals, man. Like I would take the Cardinals in every league I've ever been in. And what bothers me now is like now they're a team that everybody wants because they want Kyler Murray,
Yeah.
they want Isaiah Simmons, you want DeAndre Hopkins, like all these ones. And I'm sitting here with like these eyes looking at me like, Mo, you're the commissioner. You just want the best team. No. I want that team where they had like Josh Rosen and Carson Palmer and John Skelton. So like back up. Like I get my getting into this Madden, right? Madden 21, the cycle is almost over. What was your guys' experience with this Madden?
Yeah, I think it was good. I think it was a good cycle for us as a league to develop and continue to grow the game. I think it was a solid game. I mean, you got to consider there was a lot of things EA had going on with COVID and working from home. So my expectations for big jumps with the COVID going on and the next console generation, I didn't have huge expectations for any big changes in the game. So nothing crazy with that. But overall for the league, what we were able to do content wise this year, I think was something special. And I think with an addition of a few members like Mad Bomber and some guys who are writing articles like Death Wish and guys like that who have been there, done that, it makes all the difference.
Madden 22 is right around the corner. Have you had your hands on the beta yet?
Yes, I played about 2 games of the beta because I don't want to mess up my Madden 21 games. What about you?
What are your thoughts on the beta so far?
Oh, I enjoyed it. I couldn't get into any online games. I don't know why. It must have been some glitch at the time. But I played the computer. I got to play with Carson Wentz a little bit on the Colts. I like what they're doing with the momentum. I like what they're doing with some of the home field stuff they're talking about. Hey man, you know what? They're trying. They're trying to make changes, and I'm all for it. There might be some bumps in the road, but they're obviously putting forth an effort, and that's honestly all I can ask for.
Oh, I agree. I know that I've gotten a little bit of flack in some of my DMs because I'm an EA tester, so I've had this game now for like 2 months, I want to say.
Oh wow.
Um, so my criticism comes from I've played like 80 hours of this game plus at this point, you know?
Hmm.
I really love the stuff that they did. So I don't want any of the comments that I get. I know people are like, how are you hating on this game? They put so much stuff in here. I'm not hating on the game. I think the game is incredible.
Yeah.
I love the game. I've played the game more than almost anybody else. It's a great product. I'm going to play it for the next year, and I'm not going to complain. But I would like to see contracts done. I hope that's something that they do next
Hmm.
year. And I'm not going to lie to you, man. I absolutely hate Face of the franchise. And
Yeah,
that's
me too.
what I would really like to enjoy. But it's just, this is not it. Like, I am not happy this year with this product.
Yeah, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I don't know quite why they're sticking with the face of the franchise. There are some things I would like to see added. Obviously, the home field and momentum were some big gameplay things for me. I would like to see a player renegotiation, like you said, redo contracts completely. Allow us the ability to backload, front load, um, pack it up in the middle, or even disgruntled players. I don't think there's morale this year in the game, but I remember like Madden '08, Madden '07, there was a morale meter because I remember pissing off Peyton Manning one time when I was like 10 years old.
Mhm.
So I used to be in the game. So there's so many things they can add that would just make it that much more immersive.
Yeah, for me, it's not like I know a lot of people like I want them to completely redo contracts. I want it to be just like real life, and I just don't think that's going to be possible.
Yeah.
The NFL is hard, brother. Like that's
Yeah.
why there's only 32 jobs for general managers. It's why it's so hard to get a job. To understand how all the finances work, backloaded contracts, front loaded contracts, dead years in deals, like all these different things. I just don't see them being able
Right.
to take that and making it counter friendly where the average user can do it. So I don't
Hmm.
expect all of that stuff. The gripes that I have, like the big ones I have, are like when you hit the off season, right? The only guys available to be re-signed that year are free agents, guys that are going to walk. But in my
Yeah.
opinion, stupid. Like I feel like every person that's on the last year of their contract, that's the time they're wanting to re-sign. They don't want to get into the season to re-sign.
Right.
So let me
Right.
re-sign them then. Let the last year of that deal that's supposed to be like for some of these guys like 24, 25 million, let that drop a little bit. Let me add into the new contract with their current contract. So I just think there's really basic steps they can take that would really, really improve the contract product without having to overhaul everything. So there's really minor gripes I'd like to see, but those are some of mine. And
No,
again, I know I'm going to catch some hate from some of these people in my DMs going like, "Mo, what the hell? Why are you bashing on him?" I'm not bashing on him. I think this is great, but I don't. I'd like to see it continue, and I'm not going to stop my feedback just because they're giving me something where I'm going to be like, yeah, now I'm going to shut up for the next year. I'm not going to shut up for the next year. I'm going to
that's awesome.
giving them praises. I DM these guys. They know I love their product. I'm going to play it more than any other game that I own. So it's not like I'm just bashing it and never going to play it. But I want to see it continue to go. I don't want them to get stagnant and be like, everybody's happy for a year. Now we can back off. No, we're not backing off. Let's keep this train going.
No, that's a great point. That's a great point, and I think that's one thing maybe we all need to take a step back and consider is as detail oriented some of us are as connected franchise fans. EA still needs to sell this game to the
Yep.
average player, and but one thing I do want to highlight because guys in our league would love to see it is free agency re-overhauled as well. Just I don't know how they would do it just off the top of my head, but there's some things that we would love the new like a new bidding system or something for connected franchise users to have. I'm not smart enough to come up with the solution to that, but I am smart enough to complain about it.
Oh, I can give you a solution for it right now. It's something that we do in our own community. And
What's that?
this can be so. Here's another thing, right? I get some of these people that DM me like, "Hey, can we get access to some of your like silent bid stuff or like your contract apps?" Because we create our own apps and our own stuff, like right. And I know a lot of communities out there like, "No, we're not sharing that. If you want that, come to ours, bro. I'll give you whatever we got." So
Hmm.
like what we do in our off season, because I hate the off season as well, is we have a silent bid system for any player that's 80 overall or better.
Hmm.
So what I'll do is I'll create a Google sheet, right? And anybody that fits that category, we'll put on the Google sheet, and then we'll submit that to the league. And for the everybody can pick or submit the contracts that they want for these players, but nobody knows what anybody else is offering. 24 hours after that period, we have a program we put all of these offers into, and then the player picks the top 3. We click a button, and the player picks where he wants to go, and we do it all on live stream. People can see it. There's no funny business going on. It's all done right there. But yeah, we created our total
That's awesome
game off-season system because I can't stand the in-game off-season system.
That's awesome. That's really cool. We've tossed around an idea similar to that. No, that's pretty cool that you guys were able to do that, and it sounds like actually executed as well.
Yeah, and if you want the file, DM me. I'll send you the file.
Yeah, man, I'll shoot you a DM. I for sure will.
And that's for anybody. Anybody out there's like, that would be cool for my league. I'll share whatever we got. I don't care. Like, take what you got. Take what we got. I couldn't care less. Let's go. Let's all have fun. Brother, awesome. I have nothing else for SML. I've gone through my fun stuff with you. I cannot thank you enough for the time that you gave me today.
No, man, I appreciate you for having us on. And honestly, again, what you do for leagues, what League Crawler does, it's just awesome. It's just awesome. A lot of times and society outside of the Madden leagues, or just society in general, people have such a me mentality, and what you're doing for other people is just great. And I can't thank you guys enough.
Yeah, that all starts with Matt, man. If it wasn't for Matt, because Matt did this for me back when we first started, I messaged a whole bunch of people, and I got to tell you, Matt, the owner of League Crawler, has been nothing but great to me. And then when he posted he was looking for somebody to do the podcast, there was nothing I messaged you back, and I was like, I need this back for me to do this for you. It's just, you give everything you've got to the community. How can I help give everything we've got to you? And that's how this thing came apart. So that's what this is, man. It's all Matt's personality is just kind of rubbed off on me, and I want to continue to help that in the best way that I can.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Prime, this has been incredible. You guys that are out there, I'm going to go over it one more time just in case you missed it. If you want in, they are on PlayStation 4. They are about to transition to PlayStation 5. They are called the Sim. It is at Sim Madden League. If you want to find them on YouTube, look up Sim Madden League. If you check them out on Daddy Leagues, it is daddyleagues.com/SML. And if you want to bypass all that and just head straight to their site, which is what I would recommend, go to simmaddenleague.com. It is a great experience. Again, man, thank you for your time.
No, man, thank you, and thank you for the plug, guys. Thank you for listening to this podcast. All the credit to Mo and Matt and League Crawler and everybody involved. I'm Prime, and we're the Sim Madden League. But thank you guys, honestly, for listening. All the leagues in the CFM community who really do make it special.
That is episode 23, guys. We will see you next week.